When physical activity felt impossible for me, when I was feeling low, overweight, it wasn't going to the gym for hours at a time. It wasn't running marathons that transformed my health. It was the simple act of walking. Daily walks can do so much to improve our health and well-being, and I want to give you 5 examples of why walking truly does matter. The first reason that walking matters, every time you go for a walk, even just for 5 minutes, it is going to boost your mood. Full stop. If that's all it does, then happy days, hallelujah. Let's get out and walk more. Walking, even for short amount of time, will release endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that help us to take on tasks in the future and to remain in the present. We know that going for a simple walk is going to elevate your mood. It's going to increase your energy. It is going to help you to reduce stress. We have absolutely overcomplicated fitness and health. Going to the gym for hours at a time, running marathon, if that's your jam, go for it. There are advantages to those things also. But simply walking, if you're a little bit overweight, if you're struggling to motivate yourself, taking those first few steps, taking the action creates motivation, and then you start to build some momentum. That momentum will help you to be more consistent and in turn build some discipline. And a daily walk can be all it takes to transform your health so that you boost your mood every time, elevate your level of happiness. I truly believe what most of us are searching for is happiness. And I know that's a subjective word. I look at happiness as peace and contentment, actual real joy. Happiness is generally outside of us. Joy comes from within. The act of physically moving these beautiful bodies that we have so that we can get more out of our lives, so we can move through our day with ease and a little bit stronger. It's all about functional fitness. Walking is about function. How do I get from A to B with the greatest sense of ease and joy as possible? Walking will increase your mood. Every single time, I encourage you to get out and walk as often as possible, even for 2 minutes at a time. That can transform your life. 10,000 steps is sort of the idea that we've been hearing about. If you can get to that, great. But 7,000 seems to be the sweet spot. If you can get to 7,000 steps, that is ideal. It doesn't have to be all done at once. A little bit in the morning, a little in the afternoon. Maybe you join me for a 28-day challenge, which I will link in the description, just for 10-minute, light, low impact workouts where we're just gonna walk more to get a few extra steps in so that we can boost our mood every single day. Number 2, really, how are we gonna be happier? A strong body will absolutely make us happier just so that we can function in our day. It's not about climbing the highest mountain. It's about getting through your day with the ability to carry your groceries, to walk to the bus stop if you need to chase after a bus if maybe you can. The simplest things, climbing the stairs, walking will give us a strong body. It absolutely will strengthen our legs, help us to strengthen our core. We're using our arms, arm strength. You go up a bit of a hill, that's resistance training. Weight-bearing exercises is all we need. We don't need more than what we have all right here. If you can get into the gym, lift a few extra pounds or kilos, it is great, there's no question. But weight-bearing exercises give us all the benefits that we could use to help us build a strong body, strong bones. It's going to increase our cardiovascular endurance, heart health. Pick up the pace, a little bit brisker, get that heart rate up. We are going to build incredible cardiovascular endurance by simply walking. Strong body, which will in turn give us a strong mind. Nothing is more important to me, I think, than the ability to be in the present moment. When we have that strong body, we start to connect to a strong mind, the ability to be more present. Every religion in the past has spoken about the ability to be present, how being here now will give us so much more happiness rather than planning for a future that we cannot control, worrying about it, or ruminating about a past that we cannot change. The more present we can be, the happier we'll be, bar none. Walking will keep us present. Just the simple act of walking, connecting to your breath when you're out. And every time the mind wanders is a great opportunity to bring it back to the present moment. The ability to be here and now, to get out and just move and to feel the sensations of the body. How wonderful it is just to be able to walk, to stay in the present moment. Often we're in a rush to do everything. We're speeding off to do this, speeding off to do that. What if we just walked somewhere and it took more time? You ever notice that you race to get somewhere and you've completely missed the journey, as opposed to just walking, noticing what you see in your environment, noticing the trees, the cars drive by, the lights, whatever it is. To be truly present is to truly live a life of happiness and joy rather than getting caught up in that monkey mind that keeps us bouncing from one thing to the next. A simple walk can really help us connect to the present moment. Number 4, ability to focus, which is in line with the present moment, but also the ability to focus and be more creative. Creativity is enhanced when we go for a walk. Often we're sitting, we can't figure out what we need to do next. We're struggling. What about a simple 5-minute walk outside to spark that creativity and allow us to focus on the things we really want to get done? We can't think our way out of problems sometimes. Sometimes we just need to get ourselves in the present moment so that we have more focus and we can be more creative. We are creative by nature. Look around. Everything we see that is not created by Mother Nature, man, women have created all of these amazing things that we see in our environment. We are a creative species. We want to tap into that creativity. And a simple walk can allow us to just clear our head, to be able to focus more readily so that we can get involved in that creative process, whatever it is you love to do. If it's art, if it's sport, you love to get into business, whatever it is, there's some element of creativity that's involved. And simply walking will help us to get into that creative spirit, get the creative juices flowing just by getting out and walking for even 5 minutes. If we can do it longer, of course. Absolutely. But start small, lower the bar. If walking is new to you, go for 2 minutes. Go for 2 minutes and 10 seconds the next day and keep adding on to that. Small steps lead to huge transformations in time. If you're feeling a little bit down, if you're overweight, possibly a little depressed, I've been there, I get it. Small steps. What's the smallest thing that you can do that you think will have no impact? Then go do that. And you add on to that day in and day out. Compound that throughout the next month, the next year. How far will you be walking? And you are going to boost your mood every day. You're going to have a stronger body in time. Ability to connect to the present moment so that we can be more focused and have more creativity. This creativity and this focus, I think, ties into relationships. The happiest people in the world have the greatest relationships, full stop. Focus on the things that are most important to you. And sometimes we lose the plot. Relationships. I'm just going to write it. Relationships. When we can focus on the relationships in our lives that give us the most happiness and joy, we will live a much better life. Focus on the things that matter most. And really, we know, Harvard study, the happiest people in the world have the best relationships. Focus on the things that truly matter. Push the rest of that noise away. Why are we fighting about things that we cannot control? Focus on the things that truly matter. And a good walk can so help us do that. Get away from the news, these things that deplete us as opposed to nourish us. Good quality relationships do nourish us and will help us live a long and healthy life. Number 5. Gratitude. The ability to be grateful for the things that we already have, as opposed to always wanting more, is going to give us the best life. We are told we need this, we need that. This is how our society is driven. More, 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 more. In Buddhism, they talk about all life is suffering. And that suffering comes from desire, as opposed to being happy and grateful for what you have. Walking, the simple act of walking. What a brilliant way to be grateful for the simplest of things. This ability to get out and walk is something to be truly grateful for. The ability just to swing our arms. The ability that our heart is beating. It's just doing it on its own. Our digestion, it's doing it on its own. When do we stop and be grateful for these things that are being done to us we're not even doing? The simplest act of being grateful for walking. And grateful for all those other things in your life that you already have is going to give us an amazing boost of mood. Gratitude for having a strong body, the ability to be present, to notice when the mind wanders, and bring it back into the present moment so that we can be more focused, be more creative, so that we have incredible relationships, all come from the ability of gratitude. For me, and there's so many more, these are the top 5 reasons why walking matters. I encourage you, get out and walk as often as you can. Use this superpower that we have. Maybe it boosts you to run a marathon or climb a mountain one day. Brilliant, wonderful. But small steps, literally just a few extra steps today, will lead to huge transformations in your physical, mental, spiritual health. Yes. Join me for a 28-day at-home walking challenge. We've already started. It's going incredibly well. 10 minutes each morning to transform your mood particularly. Let's start with that, and all these other ones on day by day by day. Goodbye for now.